Hello everyone and welcome to Geopolitical Trends. My name is David Oualaalou. I'm so excited to be with you as always. Why did President Biden call President Xi a dictator? In this video, I'm going to provide you my insights about this unconventional and uncalled for description by President Biden and how this may strain further the relationship between China and the United States. But before that, I would like to extend my thanks to the channel's members and supporters. And for you, if this is your first time landing on this channel, make sure to subscribe and smash that notification button so you will be notified every time I upload a new video or do a live stream session. And thank you all for your continued support. Let's dive into this because it's a very interesting dynamics, and it falls within my wheelhouse as far as how do I see the relationship between US and China moving forward. So Washington and Beijing basically have been trading barbs after what the President Biden labeled his Chinese counterparts, President Xi, as a dictator, which is not a good way of describing your counterpart in those terms, Well, President Biden sparked fury back in June 20th after he called President Xi a dictator and suggested, this is what President Biden, given his mental state, suggested that the Chinese leader was embarrassed by the balloon debacle earlier this year. That's Biden thinking, so you forgive him for that. In a reaction, China denounced Biden's comment as absurd, irresponsible, and blatant political provocation. Can you see the justification for that? No. Still later, the US State Department clapped back at China over its reaction. Basically, the State Department didn't want China to comment or react to this, which is pathetic, What the State Department said is that Washington will not hesitate to call out areas of where the two countries, China and the United States, disagree. Yeah, as long as you respect other people's opinions. So here is my analysis as to why I wanted to do this for you guys. And I do only see two sort of scenarios or possibilities. Either President Biden, in his dementia, does not remember that his top diplomat, Secretary of State that is, Antony Blinken, just visited China and was granted an audience with President Xi on June 17. Or President Biden is simply back at his game of provocation because it was never the intentions of the United States to improve relations with China. What do you think? Make sure to leave me your answer on the comment section because I like to know or learn your feedback on this. What do you think or which case do you believe? Was it the first one or the second one? Now, what Washington wants basically is control over China. That is the big strategy or the big objective, which is not going to happen anyway. And this control is going to begin with control over Taiwan, which according to all historical facts is clearly Taiwan is part of mainland China. This is according to historical records. So at the heart of it, what's at the heart of all this is that Washington or the United States wants Taiwan for strategic reason. Just imagine for a second the United States military bases they could build right in front of mainland China. That's one reason. And the second reason will be for technological objectives, especially IT. That's what's at the heart of it. So then this leads us to ask the logical question. As geopolitical analysts, you're going to have to think in terms of, will Washington go to war over Taiwan? Or is this just nothing but a propaganda type of positioning itself, Washington that is, vis-a-vis the indoctrinated West, which thinks that the West empire led by Washington will eventually take over the world or take over the one world order. Yeah, that's what they're thinking in some circles inside the West. So, well, frankly, the way I see it, United States cannot afford another war. Not with China, not with Russia, let alone with both of them. We just cannot afford it. We can't afford two-front wars simultaneously. But what Washington can afford is to provoke one, like what we are witnessing right now, and as they are in the process of doing so with Russia via Ukraine. That's what's at the heart of it, the game of it. So let's never forget. And here is the key that I want you, the whole reason why I decided to do this video, because I want to draw your attention to something very, very, very crucial. You need to open your eyes and keep watch as to what's coming, you know. Let's never forget, we are in the midst of the World Economic Forum declared a great reset at the UN Agenda 2030, you know, which is basically identical, get this guys, identical with the Great Reset. And the two main objectives are clearly the same. There are only two objectives. One is massive population reduction, and two is total control. And this total control, how it's going to happen is through digitizing everything, including money, including human brain, as they call it, transhumanism. And I put this in quote, you know. And of course, if this is not enough, they're going to move into the financial sector by through the central bank digital currency known as CBDC, which would basically put handcuffs on all non-elite humanity. That's where I see the danger. And that's what this Oualaalou is all about. That's what, again, prompted me to make this video, because I want you to open your eyes and be aware of what's going on. And by the way, guys, if you like the content of this video so far, please hit that like button and subscribe to show your support for this channel. I will really appreciate it. So you may think this is some sort of a diversion from the real question. No, it is not. It is not. We must, as I always say, nothing happens in a vacuum. We must connect the dots. Start to think outside the box. Don't let distractions fool you or pull you away from your critical thinking. Think big pictures. And when you connect the dots, you will be able to see the full picture. And within the foreseeable future, whatever happens, it is linked to this huge Great Reset Agenda 2030 that is attempting to take over the world in one world order type of government. Yeah, that's what you need to keep your eyes open on. So this is where I see it going, and that's why I couldn't wait to get on the air and share this with you, because you need to know. And then it becomes the question, if we are to go back and think about the fiasco of the Chinese balloon story, you know, let me share some insights with you here. The US knows exactly that it was a stray Chinese weather balloon. And the reason being because the United States let it fly all over the US territory. You know, because here's the thing. That balloon entered the US on the West Coast in California, okay? But the US left it all the way across the US to the East Coast into the Carolinas. That means it crossed an entire US territory. Only then, when it gets to the Carolinas, only then did the US decide to shut it down. When in theory, you think about, it could have filmed, recorded, and transmitted during its entire trajectory over the United States. Just think about it, guys. Just the fakeness of this Chinese spy balloon story. Once again, don't let diversions pull you away. Stay focused. Stay focused. So here's my conclusion for you, because I like to keep this short, to the point, and concise. It looks that the US is not willing to talk to China on an equal footing. That's what it becomes clear to me as an analyst. So what do you think? Let me know your answer in the comment sections. I would love to read your inputs on this, And by the way, once again, if you like the content of this video, please hit that like button and subscribe. I will really appreciate it. As always, guys, I hope you find this very informative, and I look forward to seeing you next time. As always, remember, geopolitics impacts your daily life in more ways than one. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.